So I've been wanting to make this video for a while where I kind of go through my top 5 most expensive games that I have in my game collection. Now, I'm not doing this with any sort of script, just kind of a short little video to show you guys what I have. So first off, we have Silent Hill 3. Now, obviously, it is the sequel to Silent Hill 2, but narratively, kind of the sequel to Silent Hill 1. Obviously, Konami has made a couple other Silent Hill games, but this actually tends to be the most expensive Silent Hill game, besides one more. But a lot of people actually like Silent Hill 3 more than Silent Hill 2. They seem to think that that's, I guess, whenever the game more so got refined, where they kind of enhanced on the ideas from Silent Hill 2 and, the technology sort of progressed. So a lot of people really, really, really like Silent Hill 3, and it's a really awesome game. Definitely give it a try if you haven't already, because I know they just came out with the Silent Hill 2 remake from Bloober Team, and that was really awesome. So I think that's a great starting point to get people into the series. So yeah, if you haven't tried Silent Hill 3, definitely want to check out. And again, all these games are complete in box, so I'm going off of CIB prices. As of filming this game is currently going for around $233 on price charting for a complete in box. All right, and next we have Illbleed. So Illbleed is obviously a Dreamcast game. It's an interesting one if you haven't played Illbleed before. Illbleed is basically, it's kind of a campy horror game, if you can think of it like that. Basically what it is you and a group of your friends, you guys go to, I guess, like a haunted, like a theme park or amusement park or something, and you have to sort of scan the park to find, I guess, all these jump scares. And if you don't find the jump scare, it plays a little animation, it catches you off guard, and then, your health bar drops, and you have like an adrenaline meter or something like that. But it's a really, really interesting concept of a game. Now, I actually had a copy of Illbleed before this one. I picked it up for around $300. It actually doesn't go for that much anymore. It's going for around $287, so it's still up there. But again, as of making this, CIB about $287. So I had this before. I played a little bit of it, got to the point where I got kind of frustrated, and then I was like, you know what, the gameplay loop, it's just not for me. And I actually traded it back in from the store that I got it from. And then I didn't have it for a couple years, and then this copy actually came up at a convention that I went to, and I saw it for a really good price. I mean, it's in, pretty good condition. So I figured, why not? I'll pick it up again. I recently watched gameplay of it, and I'm like, you know what? It would still be kind of cool to have, and I still do want to beat the game. So I did end up picking it back up. But yeah, like I said, it goes for about $287 or so right now on price charting as of right now. And then next, the other Silent Hill game that I was referring to. So Silent Hill Shattered Memories. So Shattered Memories was actually originally, I believe, released on the Wii, and that's kind of where it found its footing. It's more so a reimagining of Silent Hill 1, not necessarily its own game. Yes, it is, obviously its own game, but it's like if Silent Hill 1 was set in a different time, different place, things like that. So it's not necessarily a brand new story. Now, this copy is a little bit water damaged, as you can see. Again, I picked it up for a good price. Still complete in box. But it was more so like a, as you can see, like a snowy sort of, I guess, vibe is what they were going for. I don't really know. But the chase scenes in this game are really weird. And I say chase scenes because, I haven't played much of this game, but to my knowledge, how it works is you go through the game, you find clues, you have story beats, you have lore, all that good stuff that you can expect from a Silent Hill game, but you don't actually encounter any creatures or any monsters, whatever you want to call them, until you, I guess, switch over to the other world, whatever this game's other world is. Whenever you switch over to that, that's whenever you start running into these monsters. So some people are kind of, not the biggest fan of how that works, because again, in the original Silent Hill video games, the monsters, they kind of come out at random. But in this game, it's set pieces, and in those set pieces, you're pretty much just running through the entire section. You're not supposed to fight back. You're supposed to kind of get out of there. So people don't like that aspect of it, but what kind of makes up for it is the story. the way the story's told, and kind of how what you do affects what's in the world. For example, there is I guess, a doctor, psychiatrist, something like that. Again, I haven't played much of it. But they do like a personality test on you. And basically, based on whatever answers that you give them, the game changes in certain small ways. And in multiple playthroughs, you can kind of see those details come to life. So that's where this game really shines. Copies of this, currently complete in box, are going for about I believe it was let's see here, 387 is what this is going for about now. I've seen it go for more. Now, I have seen these go for around 400 or so, maybe a little bit more. But again, this copy wouldn't go for that much. But it looks like the price has been going down. But this is the most expensive Silent Hill game. So Silent Hill Shattered Memories. And number 2 spot, we have Haunting Ground. Again, you can probably see a theme here. A lot of these old, retro horror games, they are definitely going up there in price. Especially these, limited releases that, don't have, a lot of followers. For example, Guitar Hero, a lot of copies, a lot of fans. Haunting Ground, not nearly as much. So Haunting Ground is a really interesting game. It's like a stalker-based game. So imagine, Resident Evil 2, you have Mr. X, whatever you want to call him, in whatever game you're playing. It's like that, but it's for the whole game. And you have different, I guess, enemies following you around. And then obviously you have a dog on here, and the dog tries to protect you. It can get into like little places you can't, to pick up key items and things like that. It's a really cool system. But Haunting Ground, really awesome game, kind of set in a castle theme. Really big kind of Resident Evil 4 vibes with that, just because of the setting itself. Obviously made by Capcom. But this game is really fun, really awesome. I do still need to beat it. I don't know exactly how far I am in, but really awesome game. Again, CIB. This game is currently going for about $415 on price charting. It was going for about $345 maybe a year or two ago, but that has started to slowly creep up as people are starting to get more interested in games like this. So definitely check this one out if you have not done so yet. And for my very last game, we have Kuon. Yes, the big one. So there are 3 PlayStation 2 games, or PS2 horror games, I should say, that are part of like a trifecta. So we have Kuon, you have Haunting Ground, and the other one that I do not have is Rule of Rose. So Kuon is made actually by FromSoft. So Armored Core, you have obviously Dark Souls, things like that. And again, really limited release. And honestly, the game's not that good. It's interesting, but it's not that good. What it is basically, it's obviously Japanese inspired, but you have these spells that you can cast, and the game gets very repetitive, and it's also very easy once you have the right setup. Really cool concept, but it just, it's not the best. It's just kind of one of those games that you see it and you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you don't really think about it anymore. But Kuon is the big heavy hitter for PS2, and this copy was so clean, I had to pick it up. But yes, this is the most expensive game I own, and hopefully it will be the most expensive game I own going forward. I don't want to spend more than this on a video game, but this comes out at around $1,000 complete in box as of right now. So thank you guys for sticking with me, checking that out. And later on, I might do some more videos on some other games that I have, such as my favorite games, my most nostalgic games, kind of just anything that I have that I find interesting. I will make sure to share it with you guys. So again, thank you so much for watching.